Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
The Russian invasion.
The heroic Ukrainian resistance.
It's the biggest land war in Europe since World War II.
And the War in Ukraine Daily brings it all to you.
From Moscow to Washington.
From Kyiv to Mariupol.
The War in Ukraine Daily talks to newsmakers around the world.
And to the everyday Ukrainians whose very existence is threatened.
You hear the heartbreaking stories of those caught in the war.
But also hear about the acts of bravery as history is being made.
I'm Mike Simpson.
And I'm Charles Feldman, inviting you to join us.
The War in Ukraine Daily on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, this is BJ. Thanks for listening to our show's podcast. If you're a fan of all things geeky, you should check out my other podcast, BJ Shea's Geek Nation. We have new episodes every day, and you can check it out at bjgeeknation.com.
Your driver's license is important so you can get back and forth to work, get your kids to school, and back and forth to daycare. If your license has been suspended because you can't pay your tickets, you can't do any of those things. Let's talk about Chapter 13 bankruptcy. You may have heard that tickets cannot be discharged, but they can be dealt with in a Chapter 13 case. Why not come in for a free consultation? The chapter you choose will make all the difference to your getting back legally on the road. Let's design a plan to pay off your tickets and restore your license immediately. I'm attorney Travis Gagne. Please contact me today at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com.
99.9 KISW, the Rock of Seattle. I don't know what's going on with these DoorDash drivers. Yesterday, this one woman took the food back because she didn't like the tip. Had a fight with the guy and they had it on his Ring camera.
I'm so glad the Ring cam exists for moments like that, because you just realize, because you can take that out of context, or one side tells one story, one side tells the other, and then you realize when you hear the audio that driver, delivery person, was just being a total douche.
Yeah, and there's another DoorDash driver in the news today. This one for stealing a customer's puppy. This happened in Detroit.
Why would you steal someone's dog?
This driver was delivering a food to a woman named Ashley and left with Ashley's 8-week-old puppy named Bella. This happened on New Year's Day. The puppy was eventually returned, but here's Ashley going, what the?
You could see her, pet the dog, rub the dog. I guess she was trying to see if the dog was vicious or anything. Then you see her scoop the dog up and take the dog directly to her car. If you can take a dog, you can take someone's belongings, you can take a kid, anything. You don't just do things like that.
So did she go into the porch area? I'm looking at the video. Is that what happened?
It looks like almost like a little walk-in porch spot. I don't know, maybe an enclosed porch.
Yeah.
And the dog was there, so the person just took the dog.
Wow. Obviously, the police were like, what?
They invited this person to deliver food to their home and trusted them to do their job, and they delivered the food, but obviously took something that didn't belong to them. This is a new one even for me. Pretty shocking when you watch the video and see it happen right in front of you. They admitted to stealing the dog. I recovered the dog from the scene, still in good health and happy, and returned it to the family.
I'm just blown away that someone would think this is okay.
I don't understand how you don't think you're going to get found out, because everybody knows, you just go to DoorDash and go, hey, who delivered this food? What was the driver's? And then boom, and that's exactly what they did.
Did she, she just confessed to stealing the dog. I thought maybe she's like, I felt like the dog was not in a good spot in the house. So some people get a little protective of animals, and they're like, maybe this isn't the best spot to keep a dog in, but it looked like the dog was fine. And it was a Christmas gift for her kids, and this person just took the damn dog.
Wow. See,
More importantly, though, what did she tip the DoorDash driver?
Oh, that's important, yeah.
Apparently not enough. Did she get all the food that she asked for?
Hopefully some dog treats. You know what I mean? If you're here you go, here's some dog treats, and, because you're probably going to take my dog anyway. See, that's the thing. You don't know who's delivering your stuff. You don't know who's driving you to the airport. You know what I mean? You don't know, that's the thing. It's just Rando Calrissian is the one that you're calling for these things. It's not like it's a professional employee that's been really vetted.
Right. So that running joke is, when you see on the internet, it's we've told us our entire life to not accept rides from strangers, and now here we are with an app that helps us accept rides from strangers.
And then we'll let those strangers bring food to us. Okay, I think I need a royal taster. I think that's really what I need at this point.
The more I hear these stories, I'm just going to go, continue to do what I do, which is just go pick up the damn food. It's a little bit of an inconvenience. There is something nice about being able to just sit on your fat ass like I like to do and wait for the food to show up. But I'm just going to get the food from now. I haven't used any of these DoorDash places before, but I don't have any intentions of doing so.
I'm with you, Steve. Or I try to find a restaurant that has their own delivery, like it's part of their deal.
Yeah, of course. Like a Jimmy John's or like the pizza places that we get from. They're set. I don't know why that's different, but to me it is.
It is because
they're more accountable.
They were hired by that company. Like, hey, they're going to go back to the place of business, and I can call the place of business and go, hey, Jimmy didn't bring it, and they know who Jimmy is because they're paying Jimmy, whereas they're not paying the DoorDash guy. DoorDash is paying the DoorDash guy.
Yeah.
So, man. Now, I have to tell you, I would have tipped them $50 if they stole my dog.
Oh, great.
I mean, years ago,
you could probably put that in the notes. Hey, take my dog.
Take this damn dog, and I swear I'll give you a $100 tip right now. Oh, we tried to get rid of it, and then we couldn't. If there was only DoorDash back then.
All right, God forbid, Steve, but if this happened to Lulu, what kind of wrestling move are you going to drop on the SOB that tries to steal your dog?
Oh, I'm going hardcore. I'm just going to take a chair and slam it over their head.
Ooh. This is going to be like Taken 4 at that point.
It would, dude. It would be like John Wick.
Yeah.
Go John Wick on his ass.
But I'd be like more ruthless. I'd be like John Dick. Just coming to beat some ass.
We can beat his ass with. Never mind, John Dick. I don't want to know.
No.
I don't want to know that answer. Yeah, there sure is. Hey,
coming for justice.
No, don't use that. With John Richard being your name.
Oh,
yeah, you don't.
That's not how I meant it.
I know that's not how you meant it, but that's how people are going to say it. John Richard coming for justice. That
spelling it COMING, guys.
Isn't that probably on Vivid somewhere? It's probably an AVN award right now.
Probably.
Somebody has probably done a sexy video, right?
Parody.
Yeah, they've done a porn parody of John Wick, and it has to be John Richard. And it has to be. Is it?
Is there?
There is, but it's not what we thought it'd be called.
John Wick. It's John.
Something else that starts with a W.
Oh, really?
That you do to yourself.
Oh, let me see.
Whoa.
Okay.
That's okay.
Okay.
Wow. That's a hell of a. By the way, that's a hell of a poster that they have.
That's
for
a
the
good
movie.
thumbnail. It's important to have a thumbnail that makes you want to click on the link.
Yeah, that was a thumbnail.
Quite well,
Yeah.
Most dogs are very hairy.
Wow.
I don't know how else to say it.
Is this one? But this one, he's going after the people who took his cat. Is that really what's going on?
Quite possible. Or he travels in time to the 70s.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's back in fashion, though.
Yeah, it is back in fashion. I try to tell you, Steve.
You have tried to tell me that.
I'm trying to tell you.
Now I have proof that
it's
you're
coming
right.
back. You know what? The Bush family is coming back to power. That's right. George and Barbara.
Yeah, dude. Like, no one goes anywhere near Lulu. I'm out for justice.
Okay, we've lost Vicky because she's decided to watch.
I'm watching it's on YouTube, the actual porn parody trailer, and it's not a dog that he's looking for. It's something else that somebody stole.
Is it his cat?
Oh, it's his. Oh my gosh.
Are you serious?
It's a device.
Somebody stole his light
pocket thing.
Oh, yeah. It's his Pocket Pal.
Yeah, it's Pocket Pal.
Oh, his Pocket Pal.
And someone killed it.
It's Pocket Cat.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. John.
Look.
John British. So it's what they do in England.
He just impaled somebody with
he did.
With a marital device.
You might want to check this out. Listen, if you a John Bank, but it's not Bank.
Can they just remove the sex scenes and just put this out as a movie?
They really should.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So far, I'm completely compelled.
Yeah. You probably can just get a rated G version of it where it's just no sex and it's just all the in between stuff.
Well, I guess that's just kind of what the trailer is doing.
Oh yeah, I guess you're right.
It's on
The
YouTube.
weirdest part is that he has his Pocket Pal.
Yeah.
But he has it in like a crate, like you would keep a cat or a dog.
Well, yeah, that's special to him. He gave it its own place to live. His Pocket Pal.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, at what point when you're like writing out this plot? I mean, even though it's a porn plot, I feel like the team of writers should be like, no, we're not going to have that be his pet. Like, that's just ridiculous.
Well, you can't call the movie John Rhymes with Bank if you don't have, like, that's what he banks
You
with.
need something, right?
That's where he does his banking, with his Pocket Pal.
Is the Rhymes with Bank a bad word?
It is, it kind of is in England.
Oh, and we're very popular in England.
Well, I don't know. I'm afraid to say any words. You just don't know anymore.
I'm with you. I just think that's funny.
Yeah. But I think in England it's definitely more of a swear word in England, and I don't even know if it's a swear word in England really.
And also, I think I guess they're trying to be a little bit more clever. I would have just went for the low lying fruit and just John Wick. I mean, you know what it rhymes with. I mean, come on.
Well, there's two words. You can go.
Right.
You have two words that rhyme with Wick. that will basically say the same thing. But see, these folks are trying to be clever.
And this is done by the Wood Rocket people, so they do a lot of
What is this?
porn parodies.
The
They're the
Wood
ones
Rocket.
that did
Who's this?
Game of Thrones parodies. They did a Black Mirror parody.
Vicky,
a
Wood Rocket. I didn't know Wood Rocket, and he's a connoisseur.
I feel like we've talked about him
No, I've never
a while
heard that.
back.
Wood Rocket is the name of the production company.
Yes.
Vicky, I think you've just basically been watching all these videos and thinking that we talked about them.
They have a Hamilton parody called Hamilton.
Oh.
Good old Wood Rocket.
They have Frosty the Snowman parody.
Oddly enough, that was J.J. Abrams' original name, but then he went with Bad Robot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I decided that was better.
Wood Rocket just didn't seem to roll off the tongue.
Probably not a good thing.
But they also have I saw it was a Die Hard.
Yes.
And is it the same name, basically?
No.
Or Stay? Is it Stay?
It's Richard Hard.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. See, I would have used Stay instead of Richard.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's more clever. All right, fine. You know, we don't agree with we don't agree with the names of them.
Tommy Pistol's in this.
Oh, you gotta love Tommy Pistol.
Tommy Pistol.
I feel like Tommy's probably packing.
Tommy is he's a funny porn star.
Oh, is he?
Like, he does some hardcore stuff, but
Okay,
he
who
also
knows?
does a lot of the the parodies and stuff, and he's hilarious because he gets into them. He was the Mad Hatter, I think, once, so he got all goofy, like.
And they're using as their guns are the
Marital.
sex toys.
Mm-hmm.
Vicky, how are you not with somebody right now? I mean, you watch more porn than anybody on the show, which I think would be a guy's dream come true. This is, this is amazing.
Why am I single? Because that's all I do.
Okay, well,
I love that they have one guy in this. The guy's name is Will Tile, and he's playing a cop in this porn parody that I'm looking at for the Die Hard one. And he's got a fake mustache, but it's like the really bad Halloween mustache. Yeah. Like, why didn't they just get a guy? I mean, it's porn. There's 9 out of 10 porn guys probably have mustaches, but you get the guy that doesn't have one.
That's fantastic. He looks good too.
They must have so much fun making these.
Yeah. Will Tile. That's an interesting porn name.
I think if I was a porn star, I would only do porn parodies. Why not? I feel like artistically, that's more up my alley.
Okay.
Artistically.
Yeah. I mean, because you are an artiste.
Right. I want mine to be comedies.
Okay. I feel like, that would go with your real life.
Yes. Yeah. In the bedroom, I am a comedy. Oh. Texter just says, "Hey, Vicky, how you doing?" Wow.
I'm doing great. I'm watching a lot of porn right now.
Well, they're trailers.
Yeah, trailers.
Yeah.
They're on YouTube.
Research. That's a rabbit hole I'm going to go down later.
Excuse me?
I just love, though, we do everything on this show. Vicky doesn't pay attention.
Right. It took her 10 minutes to finally get us the answer to what STEM stands for.
Yeah. And then what is the name of this company? Wood Rocket?
Wood Rocket.
And Vicky looks at us like, what's wrong with you guys? You don't know Wood Rocket. Look at her. That's her, yeah. Okay.
Awesome.
Instead of taping a gun to his back.
Yeah, he tapes.
In the Die Hard movie, he's taped
a device.
A purple thing to his back.
Yeah, because you never know.
Which shoots bullets, I think.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Okay.
What's the production cost on one of these?
Their budget.
Yeah, you don't have to act. You just have to basically be packing Tommy's pistol is all you got to be doing, and you're in this movie.
And what are they making? And how do I get a Wood Rocket t-shirt? I have a lot of questions for you.
I feel like you can get a Wood Rocket t-shirt. I think that's the easiest part of all.
They got to have merch, right?
Of course they got merch.
They should just send us it for all this love we're giving them.
Yeah. Well, you know what? They're giving everybody a lot of love themselves.
Hamilton. That is
Hamilton's great.
Yeah. I feel like that's wrong.
Why? It's historical, man.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Hamilton. All right, well, should we switch gears? Can we move on?
No, please.
This is the only time Vicky's been actually interested in anything we've ever talked about.
Very true.
Kevin Hart ended the 4th season of his interview show Cold as Balls. Okay, well, we're back to it kind of. And this show where he takes these interviews and just does them while they're in these ice cold baths.
Right. He sits in an ice bath, and then his guest will sit in an ice bath. It's kind of like the hot ones, but the complete reverse. So instead of eating hot wings, they're freezing their off.
And they had separate ones because they're trying to be COVID friendly. So they were in separate little tanks or whatever, little tubs. And he did this one with wrestling legend Ric Flair. And eventually the conversation turned to Hart's frenemy, Dwayne Johnson. And Hart did his best to get Flair to talk crap about The Rock.
What do you think about The Rock? Do you think he sucks? I think he's a wrestler.
He's the deal.
He's the real deal.
He is the deal.
Do you feel like if he was around in your time and clashed with you,
they would have had to build new arenas. When I see him, I just, he's so damn entertaining.
Well,
but I'm saying he's got skills where he can sing and he can play instruments. I mean, a little bit, but I didn't have that, but I had that energy.
You're saying that basically you didn't have all of the little tricks and stupid he has now.
Yeah.
You're basically saying that you did it the right way, and he did it the easy way.
Well, he just had more.
He cheated.
Trying so hard.
The video of this is so great because I watched it, and Ric Flair, just even at the old age that he's at, he's still like more of a man than anybody else. He's just sitting comfortably in this ice bath. Like he just dips in.
Yeah, it's like he doesn't even feel it.
Kevin, it seems like he's refusing to go into it. So throughout the entire interview, Rick is like, "You gonna get in the ice cold bath at any point?" Like he keeps giving him a hard time. Like,
yeah, he's like just squatting like on the tippity top of the thing, where Rick is like he's in there up to his waist,
just sitting there, and it doesn't even seem to faze him.
Man, that's you're right, dude. That guy is he's all man. That Ric Flair.
All man.
Kevin Hart and Ric Flair also chatted about the glory days when Rick was wrestling.
I mean, the Four Horsemen were everything.
We were limousine riding and jet flying, kiss stealing and wheeling and dealing, and you had to be 18, cut off 28. No boyfriends, no husbands at the Marriott in Philly.
Wow.
You know that?
Nature boy, huh?
Woo!
So basically, they had an 18 to 28-year-old rule, is what he was saying.
That was their demographic when it came to groupies.
Wow.
You want to go on Space Mountain with the Four Horsemen?
I guess that was living right there.
I couldn't even imagine what life was like for Ric Flair back in those days when he was younger. And, I mean, he's got the charisma still even in his, 70s or whatever he is.
He's 71.
71.
It's basically the rock and roll days, right? I mean, it's it's just the crazy rock days.
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
He says he takes Cialis every day for his heart. That's what he said during the interview.
He did not say that.
He did.
Okay, I didn't realize it would be helping your heart, but it helps out a lot of things.
It helps out his wife, too, I would imagine.
Hey. Yeah, it was weird, dude. I've been binge watching Star Trek Voyager, and I think this was The Rock's first appearance, right? Outside of wrestling?
I think The Mummy might have been his first acting gig, and then I could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have to check the timeline, but but you might be right.
Yeah, and basically he came out as a fighter. That was
right.
He played a fighter, an alien fighter, and he fought Seven of Nine, who was a Borg character on Star Trek Voyager. And I totally forgot he was on the show. And so when he came out in the ring, I'm like, and he did everything that he does, which was really awesome. I mean, he had a little alien makeup, but he still raised the eyebrow and did all his stuff. And
Voyager came out in 2000, and The Mummy Returns, which had the Scorpion King, was 2001. So this may have been his very first.
So this is like his first dip into the world of acting. Those two things.
And dude, it's weird if you see a picture of him. I mean, he looks good, and they describe him as being like, oh my god, this guy is a mountain, but he's nowhere near as jacked. Not at all. He even looks like he's got a little bit of it. Like he doesn't even have a six pack.
Dude, it's so weird to see him even back in his wrestling days where he looks just big and he's like, he's clearly been to the gym several times in a week. And then you see him now, and the version of him now makes old Rock look scrawny.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
I think he found a picture of him.
Yeah, look at that soft stomach. What the hell's wrong with him?
Yeah, dude, it's just, but that was considered in great shape back then.
It still is.
What'd you say, 2000, Rev? Is that what
yeah, Voyager was 2000.
2000. So 20 years ago, that's what The Rock looked like.
And now he's just and I just saw he was just named the most likable celebrity.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, I have no argument. I mean, anything you read about the guy just seems like a good dude. He just hooked up another person that was a close friend to the family with a car because that person gave him a car back when he was broke. So he bought him a brand new car. The Rock just does nothing wrong.
It's so weird to think okay, your first gig, we're going to put you on Star Trek. Like it was the world. Like at the time, we didn't know how geeky wrestling fans could be. I mean, I didn't know it at the time. 20 years ago, I thought this is so weird. This wrestling dude's on this show, and I didn't know that a lot of wrestling fans and wrestlers were actually were geeky, and actually was a cool place for him to go.
Fun fact: a year before that, in '99, he was on That 70s Show, and he played Rocky Johnson.
Oh, okay. so that was his first
dad.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
And now they're going to be putting on, I can't remember which network, but they're going to do a TV series about young Rock. So it's going to be loosely or maybe very accurately based on him growing up in a wrestling family with Rocky Johnson, and all the random wrestlers are showing up that Iron Sheik is watching him, or Junkyard Dog. And the fun thing about Junkyard Dog, it's local comic Nate Jackson, who's got that.
Oh, that's cool.
He was just about to open up that comedy club in Tacoma called the Super Funny Comedy Club, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
But he's playing junkyard dog in this show.
Really?
And I was like, you son of a bitch, that is awesome.
That is super cool.
He's a super funny comic.
Yeah, it's going to be on NBC sometime this year.
It's called Young Rock, and it's like the young version of The Rock, just growing up with Rocky Johnson as his dad and everybody else.
That could be a pretty big show.
Oh, I'm going to DVR it.
And did you say is The Rock on it in any way, shape, or form himself?
I wouldn't be surprised if he's like a narrating it or something. Maybe like he's.
That could be.
I mean, otherwise, I don't think he would be.
Well, according to this, it's Dwayne Johnson runs for president in 2032, and he takes a comedic look back at its extraordinary life through all the stories. So I'm guessing he's going to be in it at least a little bit.
2032. Man, wouldn't it be wild if The Rock did run for president? A lot of people have asked him to.
He might be sooner than that, for all we know.
Yeah,
it wouldn't really surprise me at this point.
Yeah,
he can do no wrong.
I don't think I'd mind. KISS frontman Paul Stanley says that this is truly going to be the band's final tour, and he actually gave a pretty interesting reason why. You're going to hear from Paul at 8:17 on The Rock.
BJ and Migs, mornings on The Rock, 99.9 KISW.
Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
Everything is better electrified. Like the guitar, toothbrushes, or cars. And Hyundai has the widest range of electrified vehicles on the market, including the first ever Tucson and Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. You can use electric when you want it or gas when you need it. It's your journey. Evolve it beyond the pump in the 2022 Tucson or Santa Fe plug-in hybrid EVs. Visit your nearest Hyundai dealer or learn more at HyundaiUSA.com. Call 562-314-4603 for complete details.
Hey, Washington. Delta Dental is on a mission. Our state has a lot to smile about, and we think those smiles should be healthy and bright. That's why we support our Cora Foundation Smilemobile. This dental office on wheels provides checkups and oral health education to communities that need it most. The Smilemobile has reached over 44,000 children and families across Washington. See how the Smilemobile is getting us closer to a 100% cavity-free state at cavityfreewa.com.
99.9 KISW, The Rock of Seattle. All right, Steve, this is big news for you.
Okay.
And for your brother, KISS frontman Paul Stanley. He says this is it. This is truly going to be the band's final tour.
Are they going to sign a contract like Motley Crue?
He's got to
break the contract, thus causing 2020 to go into a downward spiral.
You're right. Their fault. It is Motley Crue's fault. You're absolutely right.
I mean, there's no debate.
Yeah, no debate at all. Now, is KISS going to do the same thing to us in 2021 or whenever they can tour? I don't know.
Well, the funny thing with that one was whether they announced their quote unquote final tour, KISS did, but it was never ending. So I don't know. I think it's just until the wheels fall off, but they're not going to stop touring until but once they stop touring, then they're done. But they never said when they're stopping touring.
Well, Paul Stanley has finally said this is it. This is the final tour, and here's why.
We're really at the top of our game right now, and that really seemed the right time to maybe take a victory lap. And look, if we were wearing T-shirts and jeans, we could play into our 90s. But we're wearing 40-plus pounds of gear and running around like an Olympic marathon. So it's just not possible to continue doing this the way we do it. When something comes to an end, people have a tendency to say, if I had only known. Well, now people know. And for the people who are seeing us for the first time, you have a lot of people going, gee, I wish I joined the party earlier.
Now, he says they're at the top of their game, Steve. Do you think that,
No.
how do you...
They're not, but they're still great. We saw them their last tour when they did this Tacoma Dome, and some people give them a hard time because they use some pre-recorded tracks in the background. It doesn't bother me. KISS has just been more about a show anyway. It's not like I'm expecting them to still nail the certain high notes that Paul Stanley once did. The guy's 70? I mean, I could cut him some slack. I'm not going to get mad about that. It was still entertaining. They still engaged with the crowd. They still made it fun for everybody. They played the songs you want to hear from them. So I wasn't disappointed. But yeah, they're not. I would have, if I could go back in time to see one go back in time to see a concert. I want to see Kiss in like the late 70s.
Oh, yeah.
Mid to late 70s when they first started and they were just blowing people's minds. Even if you didn't like their music, you were just like, you did not see stuff like this before. Like this band, they were opening for bands and they were just destroying the headliner because of how insane their shows were.
Yeah, that would be a great time to see him. I feel like that is top of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I mean, it's like, they're still fun. Don't get me wrong. But
plus you're seeing the originals.
I have been fortunate enough to see when they first reunited, I was like 96-ish, I think. And I got to see them in Albany, New York. And the Deftones opened for them. Deftones were an unknown band, which I thought was very weird.
Yeah.
But I loved it because I was a fan of the Deftones. I loved their first record. We were playing it a lot in our college radio station. So I was geeking out. The rest of the crowd hated them. Booing them, telling them to get off the stage.
Yeah.
The set ended with Gino, the frontman of the Deftones, going, "We're the Deftones and we know we're effing good," and threw the mic down on the ground and walked off the stage because it clearly was not getting any love from the Kiss faithful. And I think after that, Kiss never really had opening bands because why would you?
Yeah, it's nice. You know, you want to give bands an opportunity, and I feel like that's cool that Kiss was like, all right, let the Deftones open for us. But yeah, it is tough. The crowds don't care.
They don't want to see any music other than Kiss.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Kiss with Def Leppard at the White River Amphitheater was awesome. I've seen them so many times, man. They're so much fun.
Yeah,
never got to see the Kiss cruise.
Oh, you really, I mean, you wanted to do it.
Oh, that's an impossible sell to my wife.
Yeah.
Which I understand.
Especially now. I mean, unless, I don't know.
That'd be like me, like her going, "Do you want to go on a Hallmark movie cruise?" And I'd be like, "No." That's like the equivalent.
Oh, I didn't even think you'd take her. I feel like this would be like, just like with Ryan Castle, you guys were going to go see
Pearl Jam.
Yeah, you're going to go see. Yeah, so there's no way you're going to take your wife.
It seems like a you and Ted cruise. Yeah, you and Ted.
You got to go with a
thing.
buddy.
Yeah, but if my first cruise is not, that would be weird. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the cruise is more fun for like a couple, I feel like. But you're right. Like, that's, me going to Oakland to see Pearl Jam, my wife's like, okay, I'm not missing out on anything. But like me going on a cruise, which besides seeing Kiss, but the fun of being on a big cruise ship, I would feel terrible not going with her.
Yeah, it's a good question.
I mean, that would just be what I want to do is go with her, but she does not want to see Kiss.
So like a lot of either older or younger couples are going to see Kiss is what you were thinking. I was wondering like how many dudes just went with their buddies.
No, you're probably right. I would like to bang out a few cruises before.
I'm sorry, you're married. I don't think you can just go see Kiss.
We'd have to go on a few cruise experiences where she's like, okay, been there, done that. Go with Ted to the Kiss
so
cruise.
You cannot take a cruise without her. You're thinking there's no way you can make your first cruise without her.
Well, I wouldn't want it to be.
Oh, so that's you?
Yeah, 100% me.
Oh, really?
Uh-huh.
Oh, wow. That's interesting. I mean, I feel like it would be great to go on a cruise with my wife, but at the same time, if I'm like they have board game cruises, I would go on one of those in a heartbeat, and
why
I wouldn't even think
board game cruise. What fun is that? Like,
why would you have any kind of cruise that you go on that's not the cruise itself?
But isn't the point of board games is sitting inside a room with in front of a table?
Yeah, but you're also watching Kiss, and it's the same deal. We can look out the window and see the beautiful view. You can look at the water, but you're seeing Kiss.
All right, fair.
There's a board game cruise.
Oh yeah, I definitely know there is.
Yeah,
but unfortunately I don't think anyone's doing them now.
No.
Yeah, that's the problem.
But also, it just seems weird because you have all these pieces and you're out on like the open sea. Doesn't that? I mean. What happens if
not
waves
stuff.
hit?
The board game companies bring their own games, so any game you like, they probably have in their library.
Yeah, but what happens if you're like playing something, all the pieces go everywhere because you hit a wave?
What if
my piece?
What if it is your piece and it goes in the water? You're going to jump in?
No, it's like I said, man.
Sorry, it's gone.
I won't be bringing my own games to this cruise for that. I'm with Rev. It's like, all right, I don't mind if the game gets wrecked. I don't want to lose my game.
Or you got to make floating board games.
Oh, floating. I have a feeling they figured this out, though, to be honest with you, and that everything is fine and it's not too rocky on a giant ship.
Yeah. So they did a wrestling cruise. Chris Jericho did that. They figured out how to put a wrestling ring on a boat and not be completely a disaster.
Okay, so even that, I mean, that's just to me, it's like just like board gaming. I mean, you're sitting in there and watching them wrestle. You're not even paying
outside in the cool air while the wrestlers are oiled up in front of us. There's nothing wrong with that.
I feel like you could probably do some outside gaming too. Not every game, is I think we can figure it out. Plus, you get everything else the cruise ship offers you. Like, you're not playing games all the time. You're not watching wrestling all the time.
No, I would
playing
be.
all the time. Oh, you would be. All right.
So I saw Little Kiss open for a Perfect Circle back in L.A.
There you go.
We saw Little Kiss. Remember Grant Wistrom from the Seahawks? He threw a Halloween party, and he flew out Little Kiss to perform at the Halloween party, which still to this day makes Grant Wister my forever hero and one of my all-time favorite Seahawks.
I feel like that's when Kiss was at the top of their game.
When they had the little version of them.
Yeah, when it was Little Kiss, yeah.
When it was just Little Kiss.
All right.
Somebody said they saw 89, Eric Carr's last tour with Kiss. You know what was also fun? And it wasn't Kiss, but I saw Paul Stanley solo perform at the Showbox, the original Showbox.
How was that?
Incredible, because at first I thought, okay, I'm going to go because I'm a big Kiss fan. Get to see Paul Stanley in person. He had a great backing band. It was like a band that was used on like that reality TV show. I forget the name of it, but it was like when they were trying to find new lead singers for
Rock Stars.
Yeah, one of those.
Yeah.
But the band was great. And I thought, okay, we're just going to sit through a bunch of Paul Stanley songs. Maybe he'll play a Kiss song if I'm lucky. You know? I didn't know. It was like Kiss greatest hits.
Really?
And a couple of Paul Stanley, like maybe two or... That guy knows how to entertain an audience. He knows what the audience is there for. Like he's not too cool to be like, I don't care if you're here to hear Kiss songs. I'm not going to do them. It was mostly Kiss songs. And it was awesome because I'm like, no further than your son is to me, to Paul Stanley. So like 10 feet away from Paul Stanley.
That's nice.
As he's just... And his voice sounded great. Like this was a while ago, so he was a little bit younger. Not that long ago, maybe like 15 years ago.
Oh, that puts him at 55. That's a lot different than 70.
Oh, dude, it was as a Kiss fan, I was just in awe. It was so awesome.
I can appreciate the fact, though, at 70 years old, if they're wearing 40 pounds of costume, that's difficult to be. I mean, I can see how you go, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore.
Can they do Kiss, I don't know, Kiss Light?
Well, they were unmasked for a while.
They were unmasked.
I mean, then they were just dressed regular guys,
I don't know.
right?
I mean, spandex and tassels. I don't know if that's necessarily regular.
Yeah, but not 40 pounds worth of stuff, right?
Way lighter.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's weird to think that we go, wow, he's 70.
Yes.
It's just like 70 to me. Look, and I got some time to get to 70, but it feels old to me. When is it? Does it feel old to you, or do you think that 70 is the new 50? I don't know.
No, 70 still seems old. 60 doesn't seem old anymore.
Yeah.
Now that I know more people that are 60 like yourself, or people I've played hockey with that are in their 60s and still, like, obviously they don't have the same wheels they once had out there on the ice, but they're still playing at a very good level, and it's pretty cool.
Yeah, my version of 60, years ago, like maybe 30, 40 years ago, 60 seems so much older than it is now.
Do you notice I was reading, there's a thing called the Wilford Brimley cocoon line, where it's like that's the moment where you realize somebody has gotten old. They use that as like a point of reference because I guess yesterday Ricky Schroeder, you remember little Ricky Schroeder?
Oh yeah,
he just crossed the line, which is like now you're as old as Wilford Brimley was when Cocoon came out.
Whoa, because Wilford Brimley was the old guy. He was like probably the most iconic. If you ask someone name an old guy that Wilford Brimley was the guy you'd always name.
But here's the crazy part:
the Grape Nuts guy and the Cocoon guy.
He was 51. Which isn't really now. I mean, for you, that's not
51.
Old.
I mean, that's insane.
But yet they have a thing, and they call it the Brimley Cocoon line when a celebrity turns 18,530 days old.
Wow.
So Ricky Schroeder just did that to make you feel old.
Yeah.
Also, Vince Vaughn.
Vince Vaughn is over the Wilford Brimley line.
Mariah Carey.
Oh man.
Queen Latifah.
See, they didn't
Matthew
have
Lillard.
They didn't have the surgery that they had now. Is Lillard the guy that played Shaggy?
Yeah.
Whoa, he's at the Wilford Brimley line?
Yeah.
That's nuts.
I don't turn that until January 25th of 2030.
Oh, so you figured it out.
All right. I found the calculator.
Okay, good job, buddy. You got some time.
Dude, I did, and on their Twitter, the Brimley Cocoon, it's called the Brimley line, at Brimley line on Twitter. They actually have a Twitter page where they let people know when they've passed the Wilford Brimley line. Here's a picture of Ricky Schroeder now.
Whoa.
At 51. It's a trip to see.
He still looks younger than Wilford Brimley did.
That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
When I was growing up, 51 seemed like, okay, well, you're 1 foot in the grave.
It's true.
And now that doesn't seem that way.
BJ, you hit yours May 27th, 2011.
Oh.
Yeah. I know.
You're way past that line.
Yeah, I know. Well, what I used to go by was when I used to watch the old Lost in Space TV show, and the character of Dr. Smith was always the old guy complaining about his sore back, and he was too old to do anything. I went back and looked at how old the actor was when he played that role, and he was in his early 50s. Right. And I'm like, oh my God, he was portrayed as the really old guy.
Yeah.
And now somebody in their 50s, early 50s, is still like, slaying people in movies as a leading man. I mean, so it's so weird how times have changed.
Oh, wow. Michael Rappaport just joined the Wilford Brimley line.
Wow, man. See, they all don't look as old as Dr. Smith or Wilford Brimley. They don't look that old.
John Frusciante from the Chili Peppers.
Whoa,
Yeah.
no way. He probably still could rock a sock, though.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he just might need another sock for the other thing that's going a little lower.
Simon Pegg? He as well?
Yeah, he's over 51.
Mm-hmm. By the way, I enjoyed the show that he and Nick Frost did on Amazon Prime called Truth Seekers, and that was a fun paranormal show about a cable installer who's a ghost hunter.
Oh, so is it like a reality show or is it actually scripted?
It's a scripted show.
Oh, I'll have to check that out.
But it looks like a reality show, and as far as like the ghost hunting part of it all, it definitely is a parody of ghost hunter-y type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But it's actually well done, and it's good stuff.
So it says, you know how you know you're old is when you don't get carded for alcohol anymore.
Oh God, that's been a long time.
Well, wasn't it the line? It's like, oh no, I don't need to see your ID. I just saw the 1 on there. So if you have a 1 at the beginning of the year you were born, then you're fine.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's funny. Another person said, you know, you're old nowadays when you get carded for alcohol. If they see a 1 at the beginning of your birth year, you're good.
That's it.
Yep.
2021.
Yeah, I'm a 1 person.
Whoa.
That's a fact.
Someone said, screw Ricky Schroeder. What a POS. I'm with you.
Oh, yeah.
Ricky Schroeder.
What did he do to you?
Trying to start a fight with me. Well, you know, he made fun of me when I was a little kid, and my brother punched him in the face.
Wait,
at a block party in Brooklyn.
The actual Ricky Schroeder, Silver Spoons Ricky Schroeder.
Yeah.
How did this all go down?
He was just a douche. He was at some kind of block party we were at, and there was, of course, it's like the talk of this block party is like Ricky Schroeder's here. So I mean, I'm like, I just had bad run-ins with celebrities.
I think you do, yeah.
And my brother would be the first to like beat me up or give me a hard time, but don't you dare step in the way like of that sibling stuff. You know what I mean? It's
yeah.
Like, I could be a jerk to my brother, but no one else can be. And
the
Ricky
old
Schroeder
school
was
way.
being a grade A douche.
He was being a grade A
everybody.
douche to everybody, but then when it hit you.
But once it went to me, and he was just being a celebrity, like Mr. Don't you know who I am? My brothers punched him in the face, and they get separated.
You know something?
You have some great celebrity run-ins.
Here's the thing, though.
Just from your youth.
I wish they would have let them go, because they're about the same age.
Your father's beating up Santa Claus. Your brother's beating up Ricky Schroeder. You're really the disappointment of the family, because you haven't beaten up anybody.
Beat up?
Nobody.
Really. You really are your mother's kid, because you know what? You bring food and you bring good stuff, what your mother does, but your brother and your father, they know how to get it done when someone's being
daughter
rude.
my mother always wanted.
Good for you.
Yes.
Yeah, good for you. Yesterday.
I think it's so funny. There's a texter that said that just called him a POS. I'm like, I'm with you. Did you almost get into a fight with him?
That's right. It is so bizarre the trouble you get into just trying to say hi to a celebrity. Just trying to interact with them.
Right. You show up to a block party, expect people want to say hi to you.
It's a good thing.
You want to have everyone kissing your ass because you're Ricky Schroeder.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Why would you
better
be a
nice
douche?
to people?
Why would you
shove that silver spoon up something that's not your mouth?
I wonder what you mean.
Belly button.
Oh, that's what it is. Yeah. Yesterday, Steve, Ricky Schroeder's best friend, he got this one right.
The Foo Fighters had the 2005 hit song titled Best of What? You. Yes.
Well, Rev was very upset with you. How dare you sing it and get it right?
Damn straight.
Oh, yeah, he wasn't happy with that at all. You want a shot at beating Steve? Well, if you're Ricky Schroeder, you can beat him.
Not if my brother's around.
That's a good point. All right, you can beat him just the old Beat Miggs way. 206-421-ROCK. Beat Miggs at 847.
Today's podcast was brought to you by Travis Gagne, bankruptcy attorney. He's here right now and has agreed to answer more of your questions about bankruptcy. How do I figure out who my creditors are?
People a lot of times have had a long time of not having good credit and having collections, and so they're concerned that you may be concerned that you won't be able to find all your creditors if you file bankruptcy. How will I know which collection agency has my credit card bill from 10 years ago now? And that's something that's hard to keep track of because credit collection agencies transfer your debts all over the place. But we will pull all your credit bureaus, and by getting all 3 of your credit bureaus, we'll be able to tell who has your credit and debt now, which collection agencies have had it in the past, and we'll make sure that we file all your creditors when we file your bankruptcy so that nothing slips through the cracks.
Thanks, Travis. If you have more questions about bankruptcy, you can reach out to Travis anytime at choosetherightchapter.com. That's choosetherightchapter.com. Thanks for listening.
Spend less time in the laundry room and more time doing the things you love. Introducing the Samsung Smart Top Load Laundry Pair, now available at Lowe's. The washer's large capacity means you can fit more in every load. Plus, its super speed setting washes a full load in only 28 minutes. Shop the smart washer that will streamline laundry day, backed by Lowe's Price Promise. Based on using super speed on a normal cycle with an 8-pound load. Terms apply. See Lowe's.com/price promise for details. U.S. only.
Hey, Washington. Delta Dental is on a mission. Our state has a lot to smile about, and we think those smiles should be healthy and bright. That's why we support our Cora Foundation Smilemobile. This dental office on wheels provides checkups and oral health education to communities that need it most. The Smilemobile has reached over 44,000 children and families across Washington. See how the Smilemobile is getting us closer to a 100% cavity-free state at cavityfreewa.com.